everybody, it's Joanna, and I'm here again today on behalf of Amira Celon. Thank you for checking in with me again for this week's energy update with my crystals, cards, and connection reading. If you like what you hear today, then you can book a session with me under amiracelon.com under the consultations button. Now, also, Amira and I will be meeting up this Sunday live streaming on Amira Celon's YouTube channel. We'll talk a little bit about my personal journey, crystals, and what they can do for you and how you can incorporate them into your personal life. So if you'd like to hear a little bit about that, see us 4 p.m. Eastern Time on YouTube, Amira Celon's channel. So let's take a look at this week's energies and see what's coming up. Okay, everyone, so let's look at the energies of the crystals and the cards. So I want to start off with the crystals, and the first vision that I saw this week is it's like a ship taking off. So right here, it's like this cosmic energy, and it's like a blast. There's like an energy of blast coming through our nervous system to accelerate. We're bringing an acceleration. And I wanted to start with the first stone, Preonite. That's this lighter stone that you see here. Preonite is a stone of connecting to really old energies. Old energies meaning your past lives, your previous energies. These energies actually exist in your DNA, in your tissues. And a lot of people don't really understand that they have a connection to previous energies, past lives, so that they can actually incorporate that energy into the present and use it to actually propel themselves forward in this lifetime. You know, this lifetime we come in, but we have gifts and things from the past that we can call forth in the now to help us move forward. The truth is there really is no time, past, present, and future. But there is time, right? Because there's past events and there's future events that will occur. So I want to encourage you this week to check in, tap in to your divine self in your own personal quiet time, or even just close your eyes and request that your divine higher self help you receive information from the past, meaning not just this lifetime, but maybe previous before. Now, secondly here, we have Amazonite. Amazonite is a stone to help with the throat. It helps us to speak. Now, I felt like, because both Preonite and Amazonite are communication stones, that it's all about communicating. And I keep getting the same message kind of last week and this week. It's like the theme right now is communication with the self, okay? So communicating with yourself. That is where you get your information. Again, we look outside, or maybe we communicate with others, which there's nothing wrong with. It's good to reflect back through that mirror, but really communicating with the self. So Amazonite is reminding us to step back, look back, figure out and bring into the now this information. And then the black stone, this beautiful black stone, is onyx. I love onyx. Onyx is a grounding stone. It's all about protection energies. So while you're connecting and working through energies on different levels, you are protected, and you've always been protected. And you have to remind yourself that there is a sense of protection within your own body, mind, and spirit, your own DNA, that knows exactly where you're going and exactly what you're here to do. So when you quiet the mind and you breathe and you get inside the body, you can actually just go with the flow. Life will begin and continue to meet you step by step on the journey. Now, combining the cards, I want to start with this card here. This is spiritual growth. So we're looking at spiritual growth being the theme this week. So how can we accelerate our growth? What is it you're looking to do and incorporate in your life? Is it dietary? Is it getting more tools, better books, better information, going on YouTube? Maybe also working with the stones. You know, there's a lot of great tools, essential oils. There's so many things, but the key here is looking for tools for spiritual growth. And tools that I like to use would be things that bring in higher vibrations. So ask yourself, what kind of tools do I need? Do I need to ground? Then we need to look at bringing in the stones. Do I need to physically have more energy and feel better? Then maybe I need to change my diet. Do I need to gather more information? Am I getting some insights, some things that I'm becoming aware of, but still need a little more information that maybe I can't seem to locate? Go online, type in keywords. When you get insights or you start seeing some of the same information over and over, research it, look it up so that you can get that spiritual growth, those downloads that come with that. You know, when we're connected to spiritual, we get those gifts, and that's kind of what we're talking about here. You know, we come in, we have great insight, everything is inside us, but again, sometimes we need these tools, these crystals, these high vibrational foods, drinking good water, juices, things to facilitate, the cells of the body, facilitate the cells in the brain, and to help things to integrate into that physical body. Again, bringing it back to that onyx stone, we got to bring in the communication through the physical and grounding. Now, we got the family card. So what that means to me and what I picked up on here is family means, again, we are coming back to that family energy. So there's spiritual growth that happens when you are connected to your birth family. Because really, in truth, that's what family is. They're your collective group that you maybe don't pick, like you say you pick your friends. Your collective group is first and foremost your birth family. Now, you may say, well, wait, I don't know I picked them, or you may say, hey, I'm so glad I picked them. But either way, you pick them. These are the people that you've brought along in your journey to help co-facilitate. What they do is they help to mirror behaviors. They help you to see things that you want to change, or they help you to see parts that you love. You know, everybody's here playing a role, and we've all played roles in different lifetimes that we come back and play again with some of the same family. Now, I lived in Hawaii for 6 years, and one of my favorite things is family meant ohana. And ohana had many diverse things with it as well, meaning like we had adopted ohana, we called hanai. We had everybody's your ohana, your family, which meant your community. So you could be checking in with your community this week. You know, your community could be your collective friends that you choose. So I want you to think this week on that. Like, okay, how can my family play a role in my spiritual growth this week, and what gifts have they given me or possibly are giving me just by interacting with me, by showing me how wonderful I am, or showing me parts of me that maybe I want them to see differently and they just don't know how. So that makes me stronger, makes me more aware, makes me decide that, hey, I do know who I am regardless of what they think. But either way, family is an important thing in our life because it teaches us so much, so many things. Now, we're going to crown that reading by bringing in these other two cards from a different deck. And this is the sacral chakra. So we're tapping into that second chakra. Second chakra is right at the pelvis. It's also called the bowl of light. So you have a lot of light in that region, and that is where we create from. We create a lot of things. We create life from that second chakra. And we also create creativity for projects and things like that. So if we're looking at spiritual growth, which is the theme this week, and looking at our family, what are we creating? What are we going to do? And what are we going to create with the gifts that are going to come through? There's going to be gifts that you pick up this week. And kind of more, it's just about being open to those gifts to show themselves and reveal themselves. Sometimes those things like to come through in people. You may get gifts given to you physically. Sometimes those gifts come through in conversation, okay? So the gifts that may come through in conversation. But whatever gifts that you're receiving, you want to tap into that second chakra and you want to figure out what you can create with the gifts that are going to show up. Okay? So moving on, when you create from that second chakra, when you really are in tune and you're empowered, fulfillment of wishes this week. So what are you wishing for? What have you really been reaching out for with your spiritual growth already? You know, what is this reading confirming this week? That your spiritual growth is picking up, that you're grounding in, the gifts are coming, the family unit, the support is there, and then you're creating even more towards what you want. Just be open this week. You know, a lot of times we think, okay, is it going to come? Is it going to come? When is it going to happen? It's going to happen. The truth is, when you create from that second chakra, that sacral chakra that we just talked about in this card here, when you create, when you set forth an intention to the universe, it actually is set in motion and it will happen. It always happens. Maybe not exactly in the way you think, and maybe not exactly in timing. But everything that we speak or think into being actually happens, because our thoughts become our beliefs become our actions, and our actions do become that destiny. So what are you fulfilling with your wishes? What are you fulfilling in your destiny? Okay, so those are the cards for this week. So I want to invite you, if you like what you heard today, to join me every week on amiracelon.com, checking out my reading, Crystal Cards and Connections. I want to remind you to join us this Sunday, 4 p.m. Eastern Time on Amira Celon live stream. And if you like what you heard today, you can book a session, amiracelon.com, under the consultations button. I'll see you next week. Have a great week.